Greetings, everyone. This is Phil Amerson. Just because a brief thought for today about where we are in January 2026. And in many places, we will soon be celebrating, or we just have celebrated, Martin Luther King's birthday. Normally it's January 19th, thereabout, and there are events. Some of them are a day on rather than a day off. I think those are great. I'd prefer it if it was a lifetime on, but we'll settle for a day to begin with. Um, in Dr. King's book, Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community, King wrote that racism should be considered an international problem, not one that's limited to the United States. With potent words, he noted, over the bleached bones and jumbled residues of numerous civilizations are written the pathetic words, too late. 2026 will be a year when many decisions are going to continue to be made that are shaped, frankly, by racism. There's no other way to think of some of the things that are going on. The welcoming of white South Africans and the exclusion of people of color from our immigration. The attacks that occur on persons of color, the neighborhoods that are being excluded from resources for childcare or for food. I'm going to talk in an upcoming Because episode about an experience I had many years ago that gave me great hope. And yet it's one that is full of questions about, are we as a nation really committed to being Christian? Or for that matter, to being good Jews or good Muslims or just good secular people who have some kind of ethical background. I want to ask the governor of Indiana, the president of the United States, the lieutenant governor of Indiana, what's your ethical or moral basis for what you're doing? Just tell me. What's the ethics behind what you're doing? I fear it is at root just a deep acquiescence to and an embodiment of racism that's been a part of our world and a part of this nation from the beginning. You know, Christianity is not simply a personalistic faith. Every time you pray the Lord's Prayer, you should hear the words. The Lord's Prayer does not begin, my personal individualistic Father. No, 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 no. It starts, our Father. We're all a part of this. Jesus was asked how you know the way, what's the right way. And he said the old test is still true. Love God and love the neighbor. That's Phil Amerson. January as we approach Dr. King's birthday. Bye-bye and God bless.